Hey everyone, my name is Sarah Raybuck and I will be your instructor for this course, Social Work 633. I hope you're excited for the class as I think it'll provide you with a pretty solid understanding of clinical work with families. Within this course, we will focus on multiple theoretical frameworks for work with families and learn about conceptualizing issues more thoroughly for family work. In this course, remember, we are focusing on the family as a unit as our client versus the individual as our client. Here you'll find a description of the course. This video is to serve as an explanation of expectations and objectives for the class. If you have additional questions following the video, please don't hesitate to message me. I usually respond within 48 hours, but I would say I'm most available between Friday and Monday, which I know is not the typical hours of availability. Either way, I'll respond to you within 48 hours, but it just might be a quicker response on the weekends. You will find my bio on the About Your Instructor page, but just to give you some background about myself, I'm currently working full-time as a clinical social worker doing outpatient therapy. I've been doing clinical work for about 9 years. I work with individuals and families of all ages, but the majority of my caseload tends to be children. And I'm sure you would understand when working with children, it's commonly a need to focus on work with the family as well. I also just, see some families for family therapy as well. I'm hoping as the course progresses that some of my clinical experiences can help to enrich your experience with the class and maybe help you to understand theory as well. So now I would like to go over the syllabus and expand on the expectations and objectives. What I have pulled up here is actually the downloaded copy of the syllabus in case it looks different than what you pulled up through the syllabus module. All you would have to do is click on download syllabus and you'll have what is shown on my screen. Please make sure to read through the competencies and related behavior sections. If you have any questions regarding this, please reach out. I'd like to focus the most on the assignments in the review of the syllabus. So here you'll see the required texts. I hope everyone has obtained them. First, we have the APA manual. This will be important to have on hand for any written assignments. In addition to this, I'm sure many of you are aware of the Purdue OWL website. This website is very user-friendly and helpful to reference for APA format. In addition to that, we have in the MSW student resources page on Canvas, there is a description of formatting for APA. Which can be helpful as well. So then the books that we have are the Minuchin and Nichols books. I hope you enjoy both of them and find them informative. I just remember within my social work education how influential reading Minuchin was, as well as watching his videos to learn about family therapy, specifically structural family therapy. These books will be your primary source of material, but they will be supplemented by articles and videos, which will be posted in the modules each week. And then as you see here, we have the course requirements. The estimated time that will be dedicated to this course will be approximately 9 to 10 hours per week. So please plan accordingly, and hopefully you can find the appropriate school work home balance, which I know can be extremely difficult, but it is very important to remember the self-care part of things. And then in terms of the policies, remember that integrity is important when participating in this course, as well as, within your work as a social worker. The main thing to note here is the importance of APA citations. Plagiarism is not tolerated, and if it occurs, will result in a 0 for that assignment. It is also best to paraphrase and appropriately cite any information gathered from readings. Direct quotes can be at times useful, but not often the best practice in writing, whether it's a discussion forum or papers, so please keep that in mind. As an instructor, I do tend to pay a little closer attention to APA format, so I just wanted to let you know that up front as well. In terms of attendance, please make sure you're participating in discussions weekly. If for any reason you're unable to complete a discussion or assignment on time, please reach out to me in advance. It's important to try to stay on track with this as well as you can. you know, because these discussions are important for your classmates as well. But I do fully understand that unexpected things come up that can impact deadlines. Just try to reach out to me as soon as possible in Canvas. Please read through the revision and incompletes policy. In terms of the revisions, any papers with a grade of B- or lower can be revised with permission. So you would just need to reach out to me after you receive your grade, and we can arrange for a revision at that time. In terms of incompletes, that would have to be arranged, I believe, before the final week of the course. We would need to arrange that. Incompletes are really used more so for, you know, like one assignment at the end of the course that you might need a little bit of extra time on to complete. This is not something that we would do if you do have multiple outstanding assignments. That would more so require a withdrawal from the course, which hopefully will not be the case for any of you. In any communication throughout the course, it is expected to be professional and adherent to the NASW Code of Ethics. Here you can see a guideline for interactions through discussion forums, as well as any email messaging related to the course, whether it be between you and myself or between students. Moving on to my availability. Again, please view the About Your Instructor section in the course modules. And that place you will find my background and contact information. Messaging is best through Canvas rather than email, but you will find my email and phone number there as well if you need it. Again, I'll respond within 48 hours to any message, though the best times to reach me are between Friday and Monday, so essentially the weekends. Please also note that if there are any technical issues that might arise, please contact the technical support line. They'll for sure be more helpful than I will be regarding tech issues, but you can feel free to message me about that as well, especially if a technical issue is going to cause any lateness for assignments. In terms of learning accommodations, if you have any need for learning accommodations, please contact the student support services. I am more than happy to follow any accommodations that might be needed, but it's just a requirement that this be previously established through the student support services office. So please reach out sooner rather than later if this is something that you need. So here you will see a breakdown of the grading of the course. You will see that the class participation is a large portion of the course, so please make sure to focus on the discussions. Especially when thinking about clinical practice, class discussion is where you will learn the most. You may find that there are a variety of different perspectives on any given topic, or something somebody posts in the discussion is going to help you understand something a little bit better or a little differently. Having an understanding of varying perspectives can help you become a better clinical social worker and really enrich your own perspectives on the readings. I know for myself, looking back on my own MSW education, much of my understanding of clinical work came through open discussion during class, whether it be about specific cases from field work or readings. So these discussion forums are just a way to facilitate this within the online environment. So then, in addition to discussions, you will see there are 4 different assignments for the course. You'll see how they're weighted for your final grade here. And just please review the grading rubrics for discussions as well as each individual assignment. I'll be grading by the rubric, so it'll just be a good idea to have these on hand when you're completing assignments. Within the course assignments, you'll see the rubrics for the assignments as well. What I am looking for from you within the discussions in particular is really just an expression of understanding as well as an expansion on that understanding, whether it be providing a relation to clinical experience or reference from readings. Of course, each discussion is going to be different, so just make sure that you read the descriptions of the discussions thoroughly and make sure to hit all of the points within the discussions. And then we have your reading reflection paper, which will be due at the end of week 2. This is simply a reaction to one of your week 1 readings. You will need to provide a summary of the main points as well as elaborate with your own reactions to these points and thoughts that you have regarding it. You'll find the rubric here in the syllabus as well as in the assignment section on Canvas. And then next, we have the group family therapy theory grid. This is an ongoing assignment. You'll see that it's due weeks 4, 5, 6, 9, 10, and 11. You will be completing this within groups. You can find your group assignments under people and groups within Canvas. The purpose of this assignment is to get just a solid understanding of the different theories. Theory can be difficult to understand and especially to differentiate from each other. When you learn about a lot of different theories, you kind of want to learn what kind of separates them from each other. So I'm hoping this will allow you to break it down and grasp it a little better. Within the groups, you can decide together as a group how you will divide the assignments, and then you'll just be choosing one person to upload the assignment on the appropriate due dates. And for this, the same document will be used along the way. You'll just simply be adding to it. Your first large assignment in is the Family of Origin Theory paper in Genogram, which is due weeks 5 and 7. This will be a self-reflection of your own family in which you will identify a core issue within your family and discuss. Please note that the issue should not be something that's presently upsetting or triggering for you. If you have concerns about using your own family as a topic, please reach out to me. I'd be happy to discuss any kind of alternative for you. So within this, the first part of the assignment is a genogram. Genograms can be a little difficult to understand sometimes. They can be pretty tedious, but they're also a great way to identify relationships between family members and really begin to conceptualize issues within the family. Like I said, they can be pretty tedious, but we're going to be learning about them along the way, and you will always have me available to answer any questions that you'll have. And you'll see the requirements for the genogram here. Basically, you will need to include 3 generations within your genogram, and you must demonstrate appropriate use of symbols. You will draw your genogram and scan it or take a picture to upload. It's very important that this is handwritten because that will give you an example of kind of how you're going to be using it within practice. And then we have the second part of the assignment, and this is the paper with the descriptions indicated here. In the paper, you will thoroughly evaluate and conceptualize the problem through use of one family theory that we have studied. In addition to this, you will revise your genogram based on my notes for the draft and resubmit it. Again, you can find the rubric here as well as in the assignment section on Canvas. I'll describe all of the assignments in more detail throughout the course using my weekly videos as well. The final paper, the integrative case paper and genogram, is due at the end of week 13. For this paper, you will use content from which you used in the week 12 discussion, which will be described in more detail prior to week 12. You'll provide a more thorough assessment of the cause of the problem, conceptualize the problem, identify family strengths, and lastly, identify an appropriate course of treatment for the family. You'll also be submitting a genogram, which will coincide with what is discussed within your paper. Here is where you truly integrate all of what you have learned throughout the course and demonstrate your understanding. You'll find the rubric here as well as in the assignment section on Canvas. I also want to again note that I will be creating separate videos specific to each assignment and posting closer to their due date. I want to provide a general description of the assignments here, but we'll be going over them in more detail using those videos. In addition to the assignment videos, I'll post a video each week to describe expectations for the discussions for the week. Finally, here you will see the course schedule. Note that discussion forums initial posts are due by Thursday and response posts are due by Sunday. You will see here the assigned readings, but please make sure to review the week's learning resources as well. So I'm very excited to join you for the course, and keep a lookout for my weekly